For a closer look at what's ahead, let's bring in Tom Kloza, Oil Price Information Services Global Head of Energy Analysis. Tom, thanks for joining us. I guess we're up a little bit today. I saw these weather maps yesterday. They were all red for, I guess it was the end of December, but now there's some blue on the forecast maps, which they're temperature anomaly maps, and those are the things that upon which gas really trades, right?
Yeah, and I mean, weather is the 90% fundamental that moves natural gas all the time. It's almost like Mother Nature is short, some of the heating elements, whether it be natural gas, to a certain extent, crude oil and heating oil in particular, because she's bailing us out in another winter here, without question.
And that's the second one in a row, right? Because last year, obviously, when there was big concern about supplies of energy from Russia, had it been a cold winter, we would be talking about very different results for the economy, for the global economy, really. But again, it's interesting the way you put it. It's almost like you're feeling a little paranoid, like Mother Nature has it in for you, Tom. So tell us and just to be clear, they can't, the guys producing the natural gas, they can't stop this stuff from coming, right? They can slow down over time, but not on a week-to-week basis, right?
Yeah, they can leave the liquids in natural gas, things like propane and butane, when it doesn't pay to remove them, but they're pretty much tied into this. And if you look at the numbers, I mean, last year we saw the equivalent of $500 or $600 a barrel oil for European natural gas. It's down quite a bit now. It's probably about 4 times the U.S. price. And really, the only thing that's sustaining the U.S. numbers at less than half of what Europe and Asia are, tends to be the LNG export. So it's very, very cheap. Heating oil is very cheap, probably down to about 14 or 15%. Right. And actually, jet fuel is down about 25% from last year.
So, Tom, there's just nothing to get too geeky about the weather, which I actually really like, but there's two kinds of forecasts out there. One is these short-range forecasts where they put out the temperature anomaly maps, and you can see they're red or blue. But then there are these longer-range forecasts, and if I'm not mistaken, this is an El Nino year, and I think that means warmer temperatures in North America through March. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it is. The one thing, Steve, you have to be careful of is in an El Nino year, sometimes some of the winds and the masses of air do allow for a polar vortex. And, one thing about natural gas, we've got a lot in Texas and Louisiana and places like that. We don't have a lot of it downstream because it doesn't get stored that much downstream.
Right.
So if you had a polar vortex in New England, the middle Atlantic, or in the northern Midwest, you could have a problem. So that's still something we have to worry about if the scientists are accurate about, perhaps a little bit more of a chance for a polar vortex.
Tom, I don't want to get too corny here. I don't want to cue the national anthem, but I'm enormously proud of what the American energy industry has done in terms of responding to what's happening in Russia and Ukraine. How much natural gas are we exporting right now? How vital is what the American natural gas producer is doing relative to keeping Europe warm and keeping Europe safe right now?
Yeah, I mean, we are the Saudi Arabia natural gas to the world.
Right.
We're a combination of the Saudis, the Russians, and the U.S. and crude. And it very much makes us a privileged continent. If you look at Latin America, where we provide a lot of gasoline and diesel, we provide it because it doesn't make sense to have refineries in Latin America because they don't have cheap natural gas, let alone natural gas in a lot of places. And when you're making gasoline and diesel, you use natural gas to fire up the boilers, but you also take the hydrogen out of the natural gas, and that enables you to make some of the refined products. So one of the reasons why we're exporting 1.2 million barrels per day of gasoline is because of the fact that we are the privileged continent right now, more than any other continent in the world.